obviously the last time the two of you guys were up here was a much different mood. So, just how do you guys feel about everything today, and then how do you look from this game and look to get ready for Montreal next week?
Today is we feel all right now. We feel good, but like we've been saying, never want to get too high, never want to get too low. Take every game one at a time, and this is just what we do.
And then, can you just walk us through what happened on the pick and then the lateral to Tavares there?
All my DBs know, all my guys know. I'm a little older now, so if I get the ball, man, just be ready. Because we need points anyway. We can change the game and help, win this game as a team. So, that's just kind of being like-minded. One of the things we want to make sure that we do all the time.
And then I know we've talked before about you just being a veteran in the room. Obviously, last year, like we said, it was a different message. But this year, what's the main message you're carrying now going into this coming week?
Don't ride the wave. We are the wave. Let's not be too high. Let's not be too low. Every game, this is what we're made for. In the fire, when things get tough, if things are going great, all that, we're made for any situation. So,
Chad, the first half, they had the ball 24 minutes. You guys had 5 minutes, but your offense just kept clicking. Was this in terms of your best offensive performance this year by this Argos team?
I mean, we only had 13 points or 13 plays in the first half. So when it got to halftime, I was fresh. I felt like I didn't even play, so we were ready to go right out of halftime.
How much of a momentum swing for you guys, obviously, coming out of half, getting those two quick touchdowns there, the one to Tavares and then the one you got running?
Well, I think the momentum started when they did the squib and we got it, up on midfield and Liam knocked it through. So, that carried obviously some momentum and then be able to come out at half and score again. So that's obviously, two quick scores.
And then you yourself right now, obviously, look, you didn't get to play the first 9 games of the year, but how do you feel about your performance right now?
I'll let you guys decide that.
When you see Mackay downfield, do you just automatically think that if you can get him the ball, that it's going to be a big play?
I mean, he's a heck of a player. We have a lot of great players, and when you give guys chances to make plays, they make them.
Chad, in terms of depth, is this the most talented receiving corps that you've ever played with in professional football?
I think everybody's, a great player, great athletes. They work hard. I've played on great teams before. I've had great wide receivers, future Hall of Famers, and I see a lot of fantastic players on our team for sure.
How hard are you looking forward to the game next week?
Yeah, I'm ready to play.
How important is it that you want to establish something in that game?
Yeah, we're just going to try to go 1-0 each and every day, and get better so we can execute out there on the field.
Who's that on your left anyway, the most important question?
It's my son, man. This is Aco Memphis.
Hey.
McMahon, say hi.
Any more questions, guys?
Yeah, when you went,
For each of you, what does it mean just to get another shot at Montreal? Just given.
Yeah, we know we're going to get their best shot. We got to be ready for whatever they throw at us and just be ready to go.
Yeah, it's another chance, man. Another chance for us to go 1-0.
when the defense was having a hard time early, what do you think changed it for you guys?
Just settling everybody down. Let's communicate. Let's get back to what we do. It's a lot of, high energy for this game and things like that. So, we just got to settle down and play.
What's the challenge of playing in Montreal? Coach talking about the noise and the crowd, how they can be a factor. But what's challenging for a player on the field going up against that?
The birds.
Thoughts on the interception, and were there any thoughts of you trying to take it to the house, or McFadden was there at the right spot to be lateral?
Yeah, it was some thought about it, and then my back said no, so I pitched it.
Last question. What's on with you, Chad? You and Tavares seem to have a connection versus Ottawa. Is that just a coincidence, or is it just?
It's just whatever play's called. As long as he's ready, I'm ready.
Just talk to us about momentum today. Obviously, look from the squib kick right close to the half, and then Liram kicking the field goal to those two quick touchdowns coming out of the halftime.
It was huge. The kick with Liram, I didn't know, for sure, maybe go Hail Mary, try to throw it in the end zone. A little gun shy on long field goals, going back to the SAS 2 years ago, right? So just felt like Liram, had plenty of leg to make it, trusted him, and great momentum going into halftime, right? So, we had the first 2 and out on offense. 2nd and 4, we try to run, and we get to 3rd and 1 and a half. So I thought other than that, we were pretty sharp. Even moving the ball, even with that 2, and I thought we were following the plan.
So, Ryan, can you take us through your emotions when Drew Brown throws that ball, Witten picks it off, then he tosses it to Tavares, and then your celebration? Take us through that.
Yeah, so as soon as Went picked it, I thought Robbie was going to get a sack there, and then Went picks it. And I'm like, just go down. And he pitches. I'm like, no. You know, I'm freaking out. And I'm like, yeah, go score T times. So it was a unique play. It worked out for us, but we also got to be understanding. We had the game probably wrapped up. Let's not get too careless with the football.
Is this the most explosive team in the league right now, offensively and defensively?
I think we can be. I think defensively we got to clean up some things. I think they had a good plan. Tommy does such a good job of, making us, cover the whole field and different personnels and finds ways to get guys open. So they had a good plan offensively. Not having the tailback and what they did with that. So I think offensively, yeah, we can be pretty explosive. Now we got to go prove that again next week.
Are you done being sorry?
No, you go ahead.
Are you done being surprised by what Mackay Polk can do? I mean, that explosive 70-yard play, and then going past the triple coverage to get another big play too.
Yeah, no doubt. And so yesterday we looked at Mackay's numbers as far as being the East rookie. His numbers are way better than the other guys, right? So we know who Kai is. I mean, you look at it, he's got less targets, less receptions, more yards, more touchdowns. How's he not rookie of the year? Don't know.
Deshaun Davis, what does it look like for him?
I think he'll be okay. So, I thought it was a bone bruise and, jamming in the turf. I think he locked knees. So it sounds encouraging that he'll be available for us this week. So we also got to take care of the body. So we'll come in tomorrow, hit treatment, go through the game, fix up some things, and the next day they're off. And then the next day we'll just do a walkthrough, take care of our bodies. Now we got to, mentally be sharp on those things. So it's a mental day on day 1, and then, day 2 and day 3 we'll ramp it up physically.
How important is it to have the experience of a lot of the poor finishes that your teams had in preparation for a finish like this one?
Yeah, I think, we learned from the last time we played them, right? And, we found a way to play better defense in the 3rd and 4th quarter. Offensively, I feel like we had a momentum going the whole game, and our cover units were great. We came into the game, we're going to sky every kickoff. We want them to catch it right around the 30. Let's keep them right around that 40 range. Let's not give them a chance to have explosion plays. I mean, they got 2 really good returners, and let's not let them change the game.
What about your team's mentality that doesn't allow the other team to get away from them today?
Well, I think, we go down 10-0, and guys could have folded their tent, and the guys stuck together, and we would go make a big score, and then they'd answer with it, and guys stuck together, and believe, like we always say, at the end of the 60 minutes, no matter what the score is throughout the course of the game, we'll find a way to win. And the fortunate part is in CFL football, the last 3 minutes, you probably get 2 possessions to really change the game. So I felt like the fight was there, the attention to detail was there, and those guys stuck together, tight-knit locker room.
I just want to ask quick, obviously, we were talking about Tavares earlier, but was it meant for you just to see him, he was with the team and then he was with Ottawa, got cut, now he's such a huge role down the stretch here. Was that just meant to you to see someone like him really grow in his role?
Yeah, I think, T. Time's always been a good football player for us, and we challenged him a few years ago, play physical, and he's brought that to his game, and good player. We went with some youth early on, and when that didn't work out, we said we got to get T. Time back. So he's made a difference since he's been here, and he's been great in the locker room. Sometimes you bring a guy back, they're not always they're a little disgruntled, right? He came back in, was ready to join the locker room and be a part of it.
We talked yesterday, Ryan, about from start to finish being the motto of the team. Do you take any lessons from the East Final last year and knowing you're going to go there? And it almost seems like the script is almost flipped from what it was last year. Do you take any lessons from and put into your preparation?
Yeah, no doubt. I think, last year, very similar to where they were. They're playing games, well, not meaningless games, but they weren't for standings. We had that situation, and then they were playing hot football towards the end, right? They got hot at the right time. I think we're doing the same thing, right? So they're a good football club, and we're going to have to deal with crowd noise. It's going to be a great environment. We got to go on silent cadence. We got to start fast to get the crowd out if we can, so we don't have to go silent cadence for the full 60. But I don't care who we're playing. You want to get to the East Final, give yourself a shot. Now, obviously, it being Montreal is a little bit added motivation from the guys that were here last year, right? So, we just got to win this football game to get one of our goals done.
Ryan, thoughts on Chad Kelly's performance today and the depth on this team? It seems like next man up mentality.
Yeah, that's always our motto. Next man up. We feel like we got good depth. I mean, if you got to pull from the practice roster, you got to pull from the one-game injury list. Bring some guys on. I mean, look at, Herzlo. We feel like he's a good player. We couldn't get him on the field because DeMonte's, Coxie's such a good player. So he's a different skill set than Cokes. But we feel like we got a good receiving group. I mean, even Tommy Neal, we couldn't even get him dressed this week. He's a good player too. So a lot of good depth there. I'm just proud of those guys. Next man up. Everybody's kind of does their job, and that's what we said going in this game. Just do your job. It's going to take all 12.
Your quarterback had a bit of a tough go there, the concussion, and he recovered really well. Speak to that and his ability to be a little more mentally strong than maybe some people would have thought last year in the East Final.
Yeah, I think, the East Final, I didn't think he wasn't not mentally strong. I thought he pressed a little bit, but then when we went down, then he fought his, way back, and, it just didn't work out for us. We were, trying to get back in the game. We just couldn't. But he didn't have a concussion. That was from the spotter booth upstairs, right? They felt like he took a hit to the head. Just look at him. He was fine. So we knew Nick could go in there and manage the game as well. But, yeah, I thought Chad had a great game, 18 to 20. I don't know if I've ever had a game where we've completed 90% of our passes. So you look at Chad's last 3 games, pretty impressive.
Coach, do we have any update for Coxie for next week? Because you're talking about players getting in and out. Do you think he'll be back in the lineup for Montreal?
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it was close this week, but I didn't feel like it was the right thing to do. And if we dress him and he does go down, we're only dressing 7. We're in a tough spot, right? So
Better safe than sorry this week.
yeah, and so we'll see. I mean, if he's ready to go, I want to get him out there. And is it a mixture of him and Jake? Maybe we change the one of the DAs or designated Americans off the defense, put it on offense. So we'll see how the week's going to play out.
Quick thoughts on the Montreal Alouettes.
Good team, really good defense. Going to get on the protections tomorrow. They do a good job of, bringing pressure at a nickel, at a dime. They get the 4 down. Now, will they go 5 down? Noel brought that to us last year in the East Final. So he's got 2 weeks to prepare for us. Very good defense core. I know he's going to throw a lot of wrinkles at us. So we just got to make sure we're ready to go with our rules and adjust some things and, put our players in an advantageous opportunity to be successful.
Their team's done well against them head-to-head this year. How does that help?
Well, I mean, we were undefeated against them the year before until the East Final, right? So I don't put too much into it. I feel good playing anybody we play, right? It's going to be a big challenge. We got to go in their backyard and play our best football to get it done. And they're a good football club. Obviously, Grey Cup champions last year. They build off of that into this season, wrap up the East. So we got our hands full.